to Grey Sovereign, and further back is Jonesy's Flyer on the home turn. Moon Chase on the outside is issuing the challenge to Desiree as they come into the straight. About 3 lengths further back then came Down to Zero, followed by Kingston Dream, and Jonesy's Flyer running into the picture. Wild Trister is still there, followed by Grey Sovereign. Coming to the second last jump in the National. Moon Chase, the favourite, takes the lead, and he's clear, and he jumped that beautifully. It's Moon Chase, the leader, about 3 or 4 lengths in advance here of Down to Zero, and then Desiree, and they're followed by Jonesy's Flyer. Wild Trister, the leader, is lugging out Moon Chase, but he's nicely clear. In second place, Jonesy's Flyer, Down to Zero. Wild Trister running home well, but Moon Chase the leader. The favourite clear in the Grand National. Moon Chase, Down to Zero on the outside, Wild Trister, and over on the inside behind them, Jonesy's Flyer, but it's Moon Chase for the National. Moon Chase wins it by a length in advance of Jonesy's Flyer. The rider seems to have lost his irons in the last little bit. Third home would be Down to Zero, followed by Wild Trister and Kingston Dream, and then there's a break further back to Grey Sovereign and Desiree. And the next to finish, Ben Baronight. Maybe Rough was never in the hunt really, followed by Mr. Medusa, and well back Centuries Fox, one of the tail enders in company with Wooden Duck.
Well, that, of course, was the Grand National Hurdle, superbly called by John Russell. They're off at the...
One stood there knocking.
Get Kembla, here's Kevin.
Reef wins the start from Balfour.
Hands down this glorious career of him calling races in Melbourne. One of the memorable Melbourne Cups that he's called over the last nearly 50 years was 1996, and Saintly absolutely brained them.
To go, he's clear. In second place, Nothing Like a Dane, followed by Count Shivers, Grey Shot and Skybow, but it's Saintly. It's 10 Cup wins for Bart Cummings. Saintly wins the Cup, Count Shivers second. Third home, either Skybow or Senator, followed by...
you day and night and day.
Racing, and Furikeo the rough, he got squeezed up at the start and dropped back in company with Kai Lange. Baroness Betty, one of the early leaders with Misty Jude. Red and Tough going up wider out and on the inside looking to make a line of 4, Crash Hot. Then a bit of Magic getting a nice run behind the speed from Great Trip, Kai Lange, and 3 Furikeo. Down past the 700, 4 in line. Baroness Betty is just the leader here from Red and Tough. Misty Jude, one off the fence, and Crash Hot right up against the rails. A bit of Magic poised behind the 4 leaders, and then Kai Lange, 2 lengths to Great Trip and 5 to Furikeo. As they head to the home corner, Crash Hot on the inside, just leading from Baroness Betty now. Misty Jude back to third, and then Red and Tough, followed by a bit of Magic. Larry Cassidy trying to weave his way clear on a bit of Magic from Kai Lange. Baroness Betty again races to the lead. He's into the open. Larry Cassidy on a bit of Magic, and then comes Crash Hot on the inside. A bit of Magic is out after Baroness Betty. Is he going to crack the record, Larry Cassidy? Here he is on the appropriately named A Bit of Magic. Well done, Larry, the new Sydney riding record holder. And A Bit of Magic from a photo, Baroness Betty and Kai Lange. Then Great Trip, Crash Hot, followed by Misty Jude, Red and Tough, and Furikeo. Well done, Larry Cassidy. Great performance, and it's quite fitting that he should break the record established by Darren Beatman, who broke Billy Cook's record. It's appropriate that Larry should ride A Bit of Magic, because it has been a bit of magic this season for El Cassidy. Checking tapes, 2 A Bit of Magic, 4:10, 160. Very close go for Miners. 7 Baroness Betty will probably hang on for second. 470 it has. And number 4 Kai Lange at 180. Quinella 47.30. Yes, there's been plenty spoken and plenty written about Larry Cassidy's deeds.
On the Super Tab in Sydney, number 2 A Bit of Magic, 321.30. 7 Baroness Betty 580. 4 Kai Lange 180. Triple approximates for Melbourne. You need 7 and 1 to be alive. 2.
Inside Bundalagwa, Fayette and Classy Voodoo all the way quickly with New Shanghai. Deeper out on the track is Deerfield going forward. Around them, Thatching's Way from a wide gate with the Marty's a Clad Grist for the Mill. Over on the inside, then Impress Me with Baron of Loxley, Elmer's Day back second last, Cotton on Fire, Rafferty's in front of it. And last of all is Swing Into Spring as they head towards the 1200. The leader, Deerfield, now leads by just on a length to New Shanghai, Fayette in the centre, and on the inside winning his best. Another length to Thatching's Way, trap deep around Classy Voodoo and Bundalagwa. 4 deeper Marty's a Clad as they head down the side, hunting up on the inside, Grist for the Mill with Elmer's Elmer's Day and Teetotally. A length further back then was Raffinese. There's one on the outside of those covered up at the moment as they swing before the turn. Over on the inside, Impress Me, Swinger to Spring, and last of all is Cotton on Flyer. They're tightly packed, only about 6 or 7 lengths first to last as they come to the turn. 600 metres out, Deerfield just in front of New Shanghai. Over on the outside, Fayette, 3 deep, 4 wide, Thatching's Way. 5 deep is Amati's a Clat, a length further back, winning his best from Grist for the Mill, working into it. Then Teetotally, Bundalagua, Classy Voodoo, and further out on the track, Rafferty's coming deep from Baron of Loxley. Gee, they're tightly packed, 400 out. Deerfield just in front here of New Shanghai. Fayette winning his best, trying to get up on the inside from Thatching's Way. Into the clear is Grist for the Mill, then Elmer's Day, and further back Bundalagua, and down the outside Rafferty's. Deerfield though in front of the 200 metre mark, under the whip, coming at it, Grist for the Mill quickly. Deerfield, Grist for the Mill going to it. Wider out Elmer's Day, Swinger to Spring Lake. Grist for the Mill took the lead from Deerfield, and running home Elmer's Day. Grist for the Mill in front as they get near home. Oh, flying Elmer's Day. Very tight, Grist for the Mill and Elmer's Day. Nothing in at third, I think, Deerfield from Cotton on Flyer, who's come from last. Then Swinger to Spring, New Shanghai winning his best, Impress Me. Baron of Loxley, Fayette weakened from Bundalagua. Thatching's Way, Classy Voodoo, Rafferty's, Amati's a Clat, and last in Teetotally.
Photo, 9 Elmer's Day, 42.70, 9.80. Number 5, Grist for the Mill, $9, 3.20 for third. Prominent 15, Deerfield, 2.50.
And at 1, Grist for...
On the Super Tab, if number 5 gets it, Grist for the Mill, 10.70, 3.70, or 9 Elmer's Day, $40.80 and 8.80 for third. 15 Deerfield at 2.40. Now, if number 5 gets it in the treble, $98. If number 9 gets it, it'll be $658. Now, treble approximates for Brisbane, you need 3 and 10 to be alive. The subs, number 2, Quality Kingdom, Belmont, and then we'll go to Adelaide for race number 5 there. Now, Flemington track, please note, it's been upgraded. The track at Flemington upgraded to dead after race number 5. Here's what...
Has stormed home Elmer's Day, and there it is, getting up there to win by a lip from Grist for the Mill, and Deerfield in third place. So 9, 5 and 15. 9, 5 and 15, there's the official photo. Well, you couldn't get any closer than that. It's just a lip in favour of Elmer's Day over Grist for the Mill, and Deerfield in third place, and a barnstorming finish by Elmer's Day. I haven't seen this before, but we'll know about it now. Look at that for a flying finish. Elmer's Day, number 9, ridden by Alan Peterson, trained at Warrnambool by Doug Bruce, and has got home in the last top, $40.80 and $8.80. Has tipped out Grist for the Mill, who had it shot to pieces until the very last hop, and Deerfield also looking a likely winner at the 200 metre mark in third place. 9 Elmer's Day, $40.80 and $8.80. 5 Grist for the Mill, $3.70, and 15 Deerfield at $2.40. Result of the 5th on the card here at Flemington. Number 8 ran 4th, and that was Swinger to Spring, and number 1 was 5th, and that was Cotton on Flyer. 139.6. Elmer's Day getting up in the last hop to beat Grist for the Mill, and third placing to Deerfield in the 5th event. We'll be back with race 6 here next on the card at Flemington, and this is the Emerald Hotel handicap at 3.15.
We found the wrong $40 chance.
Racing now, Quality Kingdom and Can Grande out wide, both fast away. My Halo Broker showing plenty of speed, or Can Grande is going to burn them off in the early part. Bimbadine trying hard to kick up inside of Can Grande. Yes, he's just going to keep him wide. Can Grande is just in front of Bimbadine. They're all kicking up inside of them now. Laguna's going forward. Quality Kingdom is going forward, but he's very wide. He's about 4 deep into that first bend. Leroy's Magic is just behind them, followed by Dance Beat. He's trailing nicely with cover. He is 3 wide, but he's got cover. Mandu is over on the inside. My Halo Broken, Jewel Photon next then, Mr. Newmarket. Clickety's getting well back with King Tribute, and Boisterous Ladies last. Laguna's just in front as they come down the side. Laguna ahead in front of Bimbadine. Can Grande is 3 wide. Quality Kingdom is 4 wide. Leroy's Magic behind them. Then Mandu. Dance Beat is sitting there smoking his pipe. He's going to have the last crack at them in the straight. Jewel Photon coming to the outside. They head for home in the eyeliner. Quality Kingdom loomed up on the outside to go to the lead. But here comes Dance Beat. Dance Beat is finishing brilliant. brilliantly. Quality Kingdom's not going to give in without a fight. Quality Kingdom and Dance Speed. Quality Kingdom's kicking on the inside. Yes, that's a great performance. Quality Kingdom first. Dance Speed second. Clickety Flying got third. And fourth home by Halo Break. Boy, what a performance by Quality Kingdom. He was never on the track. Next in Boisterous Lady, Leroy's Magic. Then Laguna, Mandu, Can Grande knocked up in the straight. And Bimbadine and King Tribute, the last two over the line.
2 Quality Kingdom, 4:30, 1:70. 3 Dance Speed, 2:10. 9 Clickety, 10:30.
Moving in Perth.
On the Super Tab, number 2 Quality Kingdom, 4 even 170. 3 Dance Speed, 2:10. 9 Clickety, $9.60. The treble, 3:10 and 2, 376.60.
For a fleeting moment after they'd gone 50 metres, I thought Can Grande was going to head the inside horses, and that may allow Quality Kingdom to follow over behind Can Grande. But then we had 3 kick up inside of Can Grande.
2 Quality Kingdom, 4:30 and 1:70.
Racing on well. Tosha can't go on, followed by Bahrain. Bo Roger's stopping. Dandy Andy's flying. Bo Roger's falling in a heat. Dandy Andy's got him. Dandy Andy is a boil over. A boil over in the cup. Dandy Andy has won. A length to the quarter. Bo Rogue second.
Nothing but blue skies from now on.
The gates open, they're off and running, came out in a good line. Our Alaric is one of the first away. Astra Boy began smartly from a wide gate. Craig Carmody going back, looking for cover. Our Alaric and Dr. Squill is now kicking up on the inside, but Princess Lear is going to lead them. Princess Lear is in front of Dr. Squill at the end of 200. Astra Boy third, followed by Our Alaric. Famous Shoes is over racing and ripping and reefing as they go up to the first turn. On the inside is Kahula Way, then Over the Moon. Shining Haze is well back on the inside of Party King and dropping out last French Legend. 900 metres out, Dr. Squill with the inside running about a half length to Princess Lyra. A length away and pulling ferociously is Famous Shoes at the 800 mark. On the fence, Our Alaric on the inside of Astro Boy, who's in a perfect posse. Over the Moon, 3 deep around Party King and Kahula Way, followed by French Legend and Shining Haze. Coming to the turn, 600 out, Dr. Squill by a length to Princess Lyra. Famous Shoes on the outside has probably taken a bit out of himself. Astra Boy tracks them into the straight. Then Our Alaric hard ridden, followed by Over the Moon, Party King, Kahula Way, and the widest runner, French Legend. In the straight now, Dr. Squill is well clear, giving plenty of cheek. He's 2 on Princess Lyra. Astra Boy is now bursting into second place with the white cap, and here he comes. Astra Boy on the outside went straight past Dr. Squill, and you can put away the glasses. It's all Astra Boy with 100 to go. Pretty tidy little horse, this bloke. Many more wins in store. Astra Boy races away, and he trotted in over Dr. Squill. Party King third. Our Alaric fourth. A gap then to Princess Lyra, followed by French Legend. Famous Shoes pulled too hard. Then Kahula Way and Shining Haze, and last is Over the Moon. Yeah, as I said in previews, the best midweek win I've seen in a long time at Canterbury Park on June 24, when he won his race that day by 2.5 lengths. He had 56. He came out of the outside gate and was 4 and 5 deep most of the way. He had Saturday written all over him, and he just made mincemeat of him here today. Astra Boy, ridden by Craig Carmody, $2.30 and $1.20, and he bolted in. Number 3, Dr. Squill, second, $2.10. Number 9, third, Party King, Lenny Beasley, pays $3.90. 2.30, 1.20, number 2, 2.10, number 3, and $3.90 for number 9. The Quinella is $11.50, standing by for the trifecta. Well, Astra Boy has had only 10 starts now. Here's the trifecta. Trifecta, $200.20. $200.20, the trifecta, 239. Astra Boy today had his 10th start. He's just into the double figures. And he's now won 5 of the 10 with 1 second placing. But the best part of his record is the fact that he's won 5 from his last 6. And his one failure there was on May 9, when he ran 7th in a field of 14 to LA Longe on this track. He was only beaten 3.6, and if memory serves me rightly, he didn't have a lot of luck in that race. He's pretty smart. You've got to be a bit careful with winter form. It can play lurid tricks on occasions, but there's just something about this horse that spells class to me, but particularly that turn of acceleration. Just for a couple of strides after they straightened, he looked to be under a bit of pressure, and he really wasn't doing that much for about 50 metres after turning for home. But when he realised Craig Carmody was fair dinkum, he suddenly took off, and look at him blast past Dr. Squill here, and the others are a minute away. Princess Lyra stopped as though shot. Party King's plodding. Our Alaric's plodding, and away goes Astra Boy like his cartoon namesake, who had rockets on his shoes and rotor blades on his helmet. Astra Boy.
Important occasion. John Russell bowing out of the main calling position in Melbourne, and he's going to be sadly missed, and one of the people who's going to miss him is John Tapp.
Well, when I was a young bloke dreaming about becoming a racing commentator, I spent a lot of time listening to radio and to men like the late Ken Howard, the late Bert Bryant, the late Vince Curry, and the very much alive and very vibrant John Russell, who will hang up his binoculars after the last race at Flemington today. I think most young race callers of my era tried to take the best points from all of those famous callers. The flair of Ken Howard, the levity of Bert Bryant, the rapid-fire delivery of Vince Curry, and the tradesman-like professionalism and the unfailing accuracy of John Russell. And I don't think that advancing years have ever diminished the professionalism and accuracy of John Russell, and I know most people agree. In fact, people often comment to me that John Russell's calls sound exactly the same today as they did more than 4 decades ago. John, you've been an absolute ornament to the race broadcasting profession, a profession you've graced, as I said, for more than 4 decades, and I know that I speak on behalf of all of your colleagues around Australia and all those thousands of punters who'll be watching you today. We send you our very best wishes, our heartiest congratulations on a mighty job well done, and I can tell you, John, that those wonderful race calls are going to be remembered with affection by all of us for a long, long time to come. You've been a class act, JR, and young Greg Miles certainly has a giant pair of shoes to fill. But Greg is a great caller in his own right, and I know that he'll be working hard to uphold the mighty standard that you've set over so many years. John, God bless, good health, and thanks for the memories. I'll see you soon.
And thank you, John. I'm delighted to hear those words, and I appreciate them very much. And I must say this, I'm looking forward to being with you on your big day, Jono, which is on the 6th of August at Coffs Harbour, when you'll call your last race. That's a day I'm looking forward to very much, to being up there in your wonderful company, as I have been on many occasions. Of course, we were there together at the Inter-Dominion Championships in Christchurch right back in 1971. We've had some wonderful memories. The Hondo Grattan a year when he won, I think it was the 1973 Inter-Dominion. They've been wonderful years, and I look forward to being in your company for a long, long time to come. Many thanks indeed for those kind words. Now, field just about ready here. The 6th on the card at Flemington. Jingle Bells coming in. Akarana, Lady Capel, 2 of the last to go up. Sweetliner stands in well. Royal Gal is not yet set. And this race, the Emerald Hotel Handicap, named after one of the best hotels in Melbourne. Wonderful food, fine wines down there at the Emerald at South Melbourne, Clarendon Street. Now here's Lady Capel going up. $5.40, the tote favourite Chili's. Now they're all locked away. Set for a start. Line good, they're off. And Royal Sincheric on the inside, banded out very quickly there in company with Jingle Bells, who began well underway quickly. Also as Chili's looking for the early leader. Chippy's daughter up there in the firing line as they settle into strut. And Lady Capel going very quickly on the outside, heads them off as they go past the 1200. And Lady Capel is the leader by length to Chili's. A length and a half further back as Royal Sincheric on the inside of Jingle Bells. Close in behind them is Chippy's daughter. Then came Impulsive. A length and a half further back is Dan Var, followed by Sweetliner. Akarana over on the outside. Royal Gal is second last, and Zakynthos Gal is last of all as they race along past the 800 metre market. Lady Capel the leader, travelling nicely in the lead. Past the 800 she goes, a length and a half. Chili's in third place on the rails, then Royal Sincheric, then Jingle Bells, who's close handy. A length and a half. Chippy's daughter over on the inside of Impulsive, being followed by Dan Voir. Next then is Akarana, Sweetliner well back in the field, Zakynthos Girl, and Royal Gal is last of all as they swing for home with 500 metres left to go as they straighten up. But Lady Capel held together, leading the best part of a length on Chili's, the immediate challenger. A length and a half further back, Royal Sincheric pulled to the outside to make a run. run. Jingle Bells is under pressure. Chippy's Daughter in behind them, followed by Danvois. And down the outside from a long way back, running on now is the Kinthos Girl, but Chili's has taken the lead. Royal Sincherica, Chippy's Daughter, and Danvois got a lovely run on the inside to hit the front with 150 left to go, and she looks set for victory. Danvois, she skipped away a couple of lengths to Chippy's Daughter, running on well when the race is all over, but it's Danvois. Danvois wins it well by a length and a half. Chippy's Daughter, Royal Sincherica's third, followed by Chili's and Jingle Bells behind them. Zakynthos Girl, then Lady Capel. Next home is Royal Gal, followed by Akarana, and the last home is Impulsive. What a lovely run she's got on the inside. Danvois to pinch the prize here. In the Emerald Hotel Handicap, number 9, Danvois, ridden by Jason Patton as first. Raced by the Udon Company Incorporated Syndicate, managed by Mr. Lyndon Burns. A 4-year-old bay mare by Dane Hill, out of Flowing by Twig Moss. Winning the 6th on the card here, the Emerald Hotel Handicap, the race set aside for the fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards, and aided by that magnificent run on the inside. She was being eased down here in the line, as you see, by Jason Patton to record a very comfortable victory over Chippy's Daughter, who's run on well, and Royal Sincherica was a very good run in 3rd place. All numbers, 9, 10 and 7. Number 9, the winner, Danvois, ridden by Jason Patton, trained at Flemington by John Sadler. Number 10 is second, Chippy's Daughter, ridden by Michael Carson. The captain of the North Melbourne Football Club, Wayne Carey, one of the part owners of Chippy's Daughter, I notice, with Mrs. S.L. Lawson, Mrs. P. Searle, R. Ferrari, D. Harvey and F. Sim, Trumper Dean Lawson at Flemington. And number 7, third, Royal Sincherica, ridden by Danny Nikolic. In the event just decided here at Flemington, 21.60, 5.80 Danvois, Chippy's Daughter 3.60, Royal Sincherica 3.40, back with the next on the card, race 7 coming up at 3.55.
And that, of course, is...
Off Spectacular Zip back to last. Perfect Flight from the inside was best away, jumping nicely Marcis. Here's Legina, the favourite, up, going for the front spot, and will get it with ease. And travelling about 250 metres, it's Legina, 2 lengths clear now from House of Chimes and Coconut, then Perfect Flight. Followed 3/4 away Marcis, a length Funny Tail, and then Spectacular Zip, Airs and Graces, and 2 to Extra Bubbly. Working along to the 800 marker, and Legina making play. About a length and a quarter House of Chimes, deeper out Coconut. Perfect Flight is back 4th, 5th Funny Tail around Marcis, the next couple. Spectacular Zip on the inside of Airs and Graces, and 2.5 lengths to Extra Bubbly. This is the order as they gallop past the 600 metres. And Legina in front by a length and 3/4 now. House of Chimes ridden along. Coconut third. Funny Tail is the deepest, followed by Perfect Flight, Marcis, Airs and Graces. Then Spectacular Zip, and last of all is Extra Bubbly as they straighten up, and Legina out about 2 horses or so from the inside rail. A length and a half to 2 lengths clear. Funny Tail is going into second posse now, followed by Airs and Graces. The rider pulls the whip on Legina. Luke Levy, 100 to go. Horses on the outside, Airs and Graces and Funny Tail trying hard to pick up Legina, but Legina's looking good for 5 in a row, and she does it again. Great performance by the Wyong trained mare. Legina from Airs and Graces and Funny Tail, then Coconut, followed by Spectacular Zip, Perfect Flight. Marcis, Extra Bubbly, and tailed off House of Chimes. Legina, number 2, did it again. And Legina has paid 280 and 140. Second placing going to number 1, Airs and Graces, 280, and number 3, Funny Tail, $1.70. Those numbers official, 2, 1 and 3.
On the Super Tab, number 2, Legina, 270, 140. 1 Airs and Graces, 260, and 3 Funny Tail, 180. Doubles for Flemington, first leg to 9, Elmer's Day. Second leg sub 12, Kahira Legend. In the second leg with 1, 1,725, 291, 3, 246, 4, 246, 5, 313, 8, 119, 9, 181, 10, 493, 11, 431, 12, 115, 13, 181. They're doubles for Melbourne.
Spectacular Zip, 118.11 overall, 118.11, 36.17 sectionally, 15.10 Quinella. Exacta dividend is not yet to hand, and the trifecta $70.70, and the daily double, 2 Astro Boy into 2 Legina, the fancied double, $5.40. Now, Rodney updates, race number 7.
On the Super Tab at Flemington.
Well, we're coming up now to race 7 at Flemington. It's the John Russell Handicap. And after all the tributes paid to John, what more can be said? John, you leave big shoes to fill, metaphorically and figuratively. Often in the media they use accolades a little bit loosely, but can I say you are an icon in the race calling business, and you do leave a great legacy of some memorable calls. Congratulations on your career as the main race caller in Melbourne. As I said, as a race caller, you're an icon. You're probably one of the last to come out of the golden era of race broadcasters. You do leave us with a lot of happy memories, and more importantly, John, you're a champion bloke.
Auckland Cup in January. Thank you, Brian. And they're just about set here as Old Cobber comes up. He's also here with the Melbourne Cup as his mission. And Colette Cuda to come in. So Old Cobber goes up. Colette Cuda will complete the line, moves in, and they're ready to go. 1,400 metres. They're off. Good start too. Principi Walk, one of the first to jump out, beginning well towards the inside as Grand Bay, and quickly away also as Jamati. Going fast just in behind them, Quahira Legend and Pride of Tarleton working his way up towards the lead, settling into Strider, and Grand Bay is the leader just in advance of Pride of Tarleton. A length further back, getting into the box seat there is Jamati. They're followed by Principi Walk, 2.5 lengths further back then is Quahira Legend, and over on the inside Mustang Red is just in behind them, and Colette Cuda. A length further back is Jezebel, being followed further back by Sovereign Squall. Northern Embossing and tailed off a bad last as Old Cobber. They're racing down the side towards the 800 metre mark, and Grand Bay by a length and Pride of Tarleton, a length and a half Jamati. Close in behind them, Principi Walk, Quahira Legend over on the inside, a length and a half further back, Colette Cuda, and further back in the field then moving up along the inside there at the head of the others came Jezebel, being followed by Mustang Red, a fair way back Northern Embossing, followed by Sovereign Squall and Old Cobra as they're making the home turn and they're homeward bound, and Grand Bay over on the inside is still the leader by a length and a half, Pride of Tarleton coming down the outside there. At the head of the others came Jamati, being followed by Quahira Legend looking for the run through and getting it now, and further back along the inside Jezebel, and finishing very quickly along the inside from a fair way back then is Northern Embossing, racing down with 200 metres left to go. Grand Bay is tackled very quickly by Northern Embossing, and Quahira Legend in the centre grabs the lead. Quahira Legend is the leader from Northern Embossing, trying to get it, and Jezebel flying home down the outside. Quahira Legend is the leader close to home. Quahira Legend won by a length, Northern Embossing, Jezebel third. Fourth home in the event is Jamati, being followed by Colette Cuda and Mustang Red behind them, and then Sovereign Squall followed by Principi Walker, fair way back in the field, Pride of Tarleton. Grand Bay is second last, and last to finish is Old Cobber. Stand by for placings. Quahira Legend, too good. Time 1:25.1. As we stand by for all placings in the second last event here at Flemington, Quahira Legend, ridden by Aaron Spiteri, and the numbers about to come up. Good win there with Quahira Legend. Northern Embossing got a lovely run through on the inside. Jezebel was a good run in the race, but in the run of the post, Quahira Legend just too good. Number 12, Quahira Legend, ridden by Aaron Spiteri is first. Trained at Moe by Ellison Bennett for Mr. L and Mrs. A.E. Hazelhurst, CP and Mrs. L.M. Jalou. 3-year-old bay gelding by El Quahira out of Amy Core, winning in good style. Number 13 is second. Number 10, make that. Number 10 second, Northern Embossing, ridden by Jason Webb. And third placing in the race going to number 1, which is Jezebel, ridden by Lucas Dowson. All placings after the running of the second last event here at Flemington, the John Russell Handicap, and a good win to the favourite Quahira Legend Aaron Spiteri, defeating number 10 Northern Embossing, ridden by Jason Webb, and third placing to number 1 Jezebel, ridden by Lucas Dowson. And there you have them in the second last on the card here. Number 8 was officially fourth. That was Jamati. And fifth was number 13, which was Colette Cuda. And the time 1:25.1. All placings, just repeating them. The winner, Quahira Legend, will pay $3.40 and $1.70. Number 10, Northern Embossing at $5.10. And number 1 third, Jezebel at $6.80. Official placings in race 7 here at Flemington.
John Russell.
And there you have them.